On your marks, get set, Dulwich Parkrun, let's go! I am a massive fan of Parkrun and it's honestly the best way to start a Saturday. I came out the blocks very hard and just have a look at this pack that followed. For context, I'm 1.86 meters, which is 6'1", and I weigh 77 kilograms. As you can see, substantially bigger than some of the pack chasing me. Let's go! I'd finished first the last few times I'd done this Dulwich Parkrun, which to me is probably one of the quickest in the UK, but this week just seemed a little different. When I was warming up, I saw that gentleman in the middle of the pack there, tucked in right behind me at the moment, Zach Seddon, and he's an Olympian. He's represented Great Britain. His specialty is the 3,000 meter steeplechase. He's the guy there in the purple shirt with the smoothest stride ever. Olympians, they just have a way of striding differently. And let's have a quick sneak at the chasing pack over here. We're about 500 meters into the parkrun, and there is Brandon Debois, actually from my second claim club, Herne Hill Harriers. So Zach Seddon has almost pulled next to me just to show me that he's here. And that guy just behind me in the blue top, closest to screen now, his name's James Hancock, and he's an absolute champ in the local scene. First kilometer split out the gates hot, 250. Sometimes I can't even do a 250 kilometer when I go 1k as hard as possible, but it just shows you what icy cold conditions, a lot of competition, and an Olympian on your tail can do. I don't know if you managed to see earlier, but there was a bit of argy-bargy going on in this pack, and we're all mates before and after the parkrun starts, but when it gets going, we're pretty much as competitive as they come. I know Zach's an Olympian, I know he's substantially faster than me, but you know what? I've done this course plenty of times, and today I've decided I'm going to be tough to beat. One day when I'm big, I want to run as smooth as him. I know we're running nice, smooth and hard in the pack together, but I also know that that's going to change significantly on the second and third lap course. There's 3 laps, and on the second and third lap, you get a lot of traffic from the fellow parkrunners. It's going to mess up our rhythm, and that's going to make things interesting. My mate at Best Athletics, Tom, is busy filming this parkrun for us, and he's actually on his rollerblades. He's just filming on an iPhone, and seriously, this guy deserves the most kudos of all of us, especially when he starts overtaking and weaving around people while still recording. Huge props, champ. Oh boy, look at this. We're almost a mile into the parkrun, and there's 5 of us. It's going to be one of those days where it's going to push me to my absolute limit, and I need to be on top of my game if I'm going to put up a good time here. Brandon's also got a silky smooth style, but he knows he needs to close this gap, otherwise this pack is going to disappear. You've got to love Zach in this video. He's the fastest and smoothest by all of us, but look at him. He's just sitting comfy at the back there waiting for his time to pounce. I know it's coming, and I'm mentally preparing for it already. So on this Dulwich Parkrun course, I always get between 40 to 60 meters more, and that's no surprise. You'll see, as it's a 3-lap course, you don't always get the shortest line, which is completely understandable. It's everyone's road, parkruns for everyone. Love seeing it. This morning was bloody freezing. I think it was somewhere around 7 degrees Celsius in London, but that's also where I thrive. I thrive in the cold. Through the first mile in 4:38. For the first time, as you can see, I've lost the lead. But if we can do 2 more of these miles, I will be on for a massive PB. For context, my PB coming into this parkrun is 14:34. I've done my work on the first lap. Now it's time for me to tuck in or not get dropped. One of the two. Today, I've promised myself I'm going to be tough. I'm going to give it my absolute everything. And you know at the finish when you can taste a little bit of blood in your throat, that's how hard I want to push. I want to go to my absolute limits. I'm running in a pair of Adizero Adidas Pro 3s. I pretty much do all my racing from 1 mile all the way through to the marathon distance in the shoe. Big fan of it. I often get asked the question, do arm sleeves actually make a difference and make you faster? So in this case, when it's really cold, you can run in a vest and wear arm sleeves. Arm sleeves have a way of making you feel good, and when you feel good, you run faster. Second kilometer, slightly more realistic, we can say, in 2:59. The adrenaline and the hype from the first kilometer is over. The pack has dropped down from 5 people to 4 people, and going into this parkrun, it's probably not what I expected, but I'm the type of person that I would love to be pushed to my limits, and I'd rather finish 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and have a really good time then finish first by a long way and not be pushed to my limits. I actually don't know what I'd rather be in right now, my super shoes or Tom's rollerblades. We're both probably going to work just as hard deep into the second and especially the third lap. Okay, so there goes the Olympian Zach in the front. And in my mind, I'm thinking, if he throws down the heat, do I go with him and risk blowing up? Or do I just run within myself? Heading towards the halfway mark of this park run. And this is probably the fastest I've ever gone through halfway. Probably the most competitive field I've ever competed against in this park run too. For context, my previous park run PB at Dulwich was 14:46. Am I able to match or better that today? I'm most certainly going to try. Leave nothing out there, Nick. And if ever there's a day for it, it's today. Even though I'm a lot taller than these speedy boys in front of me, as you can see, my stride length is not as big as theirs, which is great. It means there's room for improvement. So my average cadence for this run, and cadence is however many footsteps you take in a minute, was around 190. Your speed equals your stride length multiplied by your cadence. So ideally, I want to increase my stride length, reduce my cadence to probably around 180, 185 and turn out with a better time. Okay, so we went through the third kilometer in 2:54. Zach's making a bit of a break for it. I decide I can't go for it or I will explode. James is going with him for now, but this is the part of the race that really gets tough. Between kilometer 3 to 4, by far the hardest part of a 5K. You're tired, you're fatigued, the adrenaline is gone, but you can't smell the finish just yet. My form is not quite as smooth and it's not feeling as easy as it was in the beginning. But hey, we came out the block so hot, so it's no surprise. I'm hanging in there. I'm still feeling pretty good. And I know that we're on for a really, really special time today. Almost heading into the final lap of the 3-lap course. It's going to get busy, super busy. But parkrun's for everyone and it's absolutely incredible to see everyone giving it their absolute all. Okay, Zach is gone. He's peeled off the front. But hey, anything can happen in this last K and a half. James is sort of pulling back to me. So we're on for a really, really exciting finish. He's taken the inside line over there. I've taken the outside. Completely different to the first lap where we were comfy and tucked in. But hey, game on. See you at the finish. Maybe he got 5Ks exactly on his watch and that's why I ended up with 5.06, 60 meters extra because I was running wide on a lot of these corners. But these Pro 3s are made for road, not for dirt, and maybe I should take the Tiger line next time. Just ran past the finish of the second lap. There it is, mile number 2, 4:44, and I know the next time we get to this point, it's the finish. This is the part that counts. You can always find something when you can smell the finish, so let's dig as deep as possible. I would love to know, are you the type of person that's when it's cold, do you wear a vest like me to make sure that you run fast when you're going hard? Or do you wear a warm jacket to protect yourself from the cold at all costs? Okay, so through the 4th kilometer in 3:02, that's the first kilometer of this parkrun. We've gone over 3 minutes per K. And here it is into the last kilometer, the money maker, the one that counts. James can sense I'm on his toes. He's trying to make a break for it, but I ain't going anywhere. I know if I overtake him, he ain't going anywhere either. And honestly, that's what it's all about. Getting the most out of each other, because at the end of it, we'll thank each other for the time we put on the board. I get so excited watching this. I just want to go again. The reason why is because we're deep inside the last kilometer now, and whenever I do those interval sessions and I'm facing those demons and there's one more rep and you're doubting whether you can do it, it's for these next few moments coming up right here. Taking the inside line over there, don't worry, I will match you. I can't let you go at this stage of the race. Even if you make a mini break, there's no ways I'll hang on to you. The pace has now significantly increased. We're giving it our all in this last bit. He's probably thinking, how have I not dropped Nick? And I'm thinking, hang in there, because you can always find something in that final stretch. I've stopped looking ahead for Zach. He's gone. And that's why he's got an Olympic tattoo on his body and we don't. Okay, so to put yourself inside my head right now, you really have to concentrate and anticipate what people are going to do at this stage of the race. They can hear you coming, so they try and be polite and they move one way. So you got to anticipate which way they're going to move, but you're also fatigued, tired, and going well under 3 minutes per kilometer pace. So it's all just about concentration and picking the right lines. I'm loving James clearing the path for us right now. But that's it. In the second right here, I smell blood and I'm going for it. Just under 500 meters to go. I'm on my limits. I might be braking too early, but I know that if I don't go now, I'm probably not going to get him on a sprint finish. So it's now or never. Can I hold it till the line? I've upped it a notch that I never knew that I had. And is James going to stick with me? Let's empty this tank all you've got. Hold form, Nick. Quick cadence. Drive those arms. Empty that tank. One more bend. When you can smell the finish, your legs will give you that little bit of adrenaline you need to get over that line. I've made a few meters on James, and that's motivating me more than ever. I can't hear him, but I don't want to look back. If I look back, he'll sense weakness. And I know it's James Hancock. He's a phenomenal runner, and he ain't going anywhere. This is a slight downhill part before we hit that final stretch. Any tiny bit of downhill is appreciated at this late stage of the 5K. Dulwich Park isn't actually pancake flat like Battersea Park. There's slight undulations. Some people call it hilly. I wouldn't go to that extent, but I actually quite like the undulations. It helps you push on the downs and you can hold the rhythm on the ups. Often on a dead flat course, it can feel like you're working the whole way. Currently sitting in second place, and there's 577 legends that showed up this morning on a cold Dulwich Parkrun. This is it. That final stretch I was talking about earlier. These are the moments you train for right here. The first kilometer in 2 minutes 50 absolutely flew by. Now each 100 meters feels like a kilometer within itself. Hands are icy cold. They've gone completely numb. But who the hell cares? Let's get to this line as fast as possible. It's always worth it. Third mile in 4:38. Finishing really strong here and very close to that speedy first mile. Right now in my mind, I'm thinking, what the hell does a man have to do to finish first at this parkrun? Zach, you absolute beast. Drive those arms, hold that form, look ahead. Here's the finish. Boom, and there we go. Fastest kilometer of them all, 2:49, and that's actually the fastest kilometer I've done in a very, very long time. James was on my tail and finished a second behind me. Thank you for bringing out the best in me. Boom shakalaka, 14:46, matched my parkrun PB. Well done to Zach, who finished in 14:34. Wowza. Some epic PBs within the team and runners that I coach. What a morning. And here's the dude on the rollerblades, Tom, most impressive of all. By far the most competitive parkrun I have ever done. 7 runners sub 16. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you're a parkrun fan yourself, and remember to subscribe for more.